Ladies and gentlemen, I am super excited to share my new setup behind me, and from now on, this is where I'm going to be editing videos, editing photos, or any other productivity and creativity tasks. Let's have a look. Hey, welcome to Zach's Tech Turf. Today we're going to be taking a tour around my brand new editing and productivity setup, and of course we're definitely going to be checking out what's inside that build behind me. And if you're new here and you want to see more PC building or PC setup videos, then hit that subscribe button down below and also that notification bell. That way you never miss an episode. But before we get into it, let me quickly pay some bills. This video is brought to you guys by our friends over at Synology. I hope you've already seen it at this point, but I actually uploaded a dedicated review on my new Synology DS918 Plus, and this thing has seriously improved my workflow when editing videos down here in the studio. Not only is this packing 18 terabytes of storage for all my videos, I also use my NAS for a full dedicated backup routine for my family's data, and I'm even running a Plex server on here. If you're interested in a NAS or network attached storage device for your own personal setup, then click that first link in the description. I'll be talking about how I utilize this NAS later on in the video. Alright, so to sort of structure this video, first I want to talk about why I felt the need to create an entire dedicated setup just for editing videos and photos. Then we'll talk about what's all on my desk that increases my productivity, and then finally we'll get into what's inside this build behind me. So to kick things off, yes, I do have a very capable setup literally right next to the setup where I was editing videos, but I have a couple of legit reasons why I wanted to create a second setup purely for creativity and productivity tasks. First and probably most important, I wanted a setup that was free of distractions and just wanted as simple and kind of minimal of a setup as I could possibly get. I absolutely love how this new PC doesn't have a ton of games updating or Discord messages popping up all over the place. As you can see from the taskbar, I literally only use the Adobe software suite on this thing. The second reason why I wanted a dedicated setup is because I really wanted to try editing photos and videos on a 21:9 ultra wide monitor, and I'm really glad I gave it a try. This here is an LG 34UC80, which is a 34-inch 1440p 60Hz 21:9 curved ultra wide, and in my opinion, it's pretty baller. I absolutely love editing videos with a 21:9 workspace because it gives me so much more room on the timeline, and I'm already starting to feel more efficient with it. And finally, the third reason why I want a dedicated setup is because I told you guys once I hit 50,000 subscribers I'm gonna start live streaming, so I didn't want the setup where I'm editing photos and videos to have microphones and webcams and lights and all that. I just wanted a simple and clean setup. Alright, so with the purpose out of the way, let's now talk about what peripherals and devices I have on my desk, and then we'll get into the build. For starters, the keyboard that I went with is this super expensive Logitech Craft, and I'm really digging this thing for editing. Not only does it have silent dented keycaps, which makes it really easy to type on, there's also a creative dial thing on here, which I'll admit I'm not fully utilizing yet, but it's been pretty handy so far. This dial has 3 different controls that you can use in apps like Adobe Premiere. You can turn it, press it, or press and turn it. Moving on to the right, we have the Logitech MX Master 2S, and I actually made a dedicated video on this thing when it came out, so make sure you check that out if you haven't already. I really like the huge design that fills my hand, so it's super comfortable to use, and you definitely cannot beat that horizontal scroll wheel on the side either. Now, one thing you guys haven't seen on the channel yet before is this Wacom Intuos drawing pad, and this thing is really taking my photo editing skills to the next level. I have it placed right above my mouse and mouse pad, so whenever I'm editing videos and I want to get super accurate with the cursor, I simply switch from the mouse to the drawing pad, and it's working really well. For headphones, I'm still rocking my favorite Corsair HS70s, which I also made a dedicated review on, and just so you guys know, I'll have everything that I talk about today linked down in the description because I pretty much bought all of this on Amazon. The HS70s aren't entirely the best option for getting true sound when editing, but they work for me because they're wireless and super comfortable, so I'm okay with them. Moving on, we have this fake plant from IKEA, and behind that is where my Arctic single monitor mount is hiding, and this is what allows me to get that floating monitor look. To double down on that, sticking to the back of my floating ultrawide is the new NZXT H2 ambient kit, and this really takes my editing setup to a whole new level. It came with a bunch of adhesive strips so that you can get the perfect fit to the size of your monitor, and they are controlled by the NZXT Cam app, and it's super easy to use. You can actually customize it to change colors based on the game you're playing, but like I keep saying, I just wanted a simple and distraction-free setup, so mine are set to blue just to match my setup. Moving on to the furniture part of the tour, this chair that I'm currently rocking is the Bully's ergonomic office chair that you can find for under $300 on Amazon, and my goodness, this thing is super comfortable. This is one of those chairs that gives you that super premium premium, welcome to my office peasant kind of feels, but I really like it because it still looks like a slick gaming chair and it doesn't look so executive. It's got huge adjustable armrests, a wide back for us big guys, and it also came with a headrest and lumbar support with memory foam, which is definitely next level. One thing that I really feel the need to say is that I cannot believe the type of legs that they put underneath the chair, because this is the worst design I've ever seen. As you can see, the edges of the metal base are actually very sharp, and oh my god, I've been in some serious pain when accidentally kicking these. Other than that though, I really love this chair. Whenever I'm not sitting, I'm standing, and that's thanks to this FlexiSpot standing desk. I actually made a dedicated video about how to be a healthier gamer, so you guys should probably already know by now that I just love working while being in the standing position, and I don't really buy non-standing desks anymore. Being able to stand while editing is definitely a necessity at this point in my life, because sitting is terrible for my back, and I just feel more creative when in a standing position. And finally, it's now time for the tour of the PC build behind me, and I already uploaded a dedicated video on this thing where I talk about why I chose each part specifically, so for today's video, I'm just going to quickly talk about what parts are in here. For my CPU, I decided to go with a Ryzen 7 2700X because I really wanted to take advantage of its 8 cores. Hopefully it gets upgraded to a 16-core CPU soon. I also have 32GB of Corsair Dominator Platinum RGB RAM and RTX 2060, and I'm actually only rocking a single 480GB M.2 NVMe SSD from Corsair. Like I was saying in the intro, I actually use my Synology NAS to store all of my ZTT footage, and the only files that actually get stored on this PC are the files and project that I'm currently working on. 480GB is plenty of space for me to house a few projects so that I can take advantage of editing on a super fast NVMe drive, but then whenever I'm done with the project, I send it back over to the NAS where I have terabytes and terabytes of storage thanks to Synology. There you have it. That's pretty much going to wrap up my tour of my new editing setup, and I definitely want to know what you guys think about it down in the comment section. For a quick estimate, this entire setup is ranging around $3,000, but I hope it goes without saying that you definitely don't need this elaborate of a setup if you're trying to create content on YouTube. #overkill. Well, that wraps up my editing setup tour video. As always, drop a comment down below about what you think of this setup or what you would personally do to change it. After that, feel free to head on over to one of these two videos if you haven't seen them yet, and definitely hit that subscribe button because coming up next, I think I'm doing another budget gaming PC build guide. You don't want to miss that video.